Okay, good morning, PT on Ice family. So I am coming to you live this morning from the legendary Mike Eisenhardt's car, the new studio. We're gonna put up a green screen back here and just start to go live from in here at all times. So this morning, we are going to be talking about what it really means to go where the people are. So it's something that I know I've heard a lot throughout, the past kind of year and throughout PT school. We talk a lot within our profession, I think, about going where the people are. But to be perfectly honest, I don't think I really knew what that meant or what it really looked like until, honestly, 3 weeks ago when I came here to New Jersey and started actually doing it. And so to kind of give a little bit of context how this came up this morning, we kind of did just that. So 4:15 this morning, we were up out the door by about 5:15, headed to a utility company in New Jersey. And that's essentially what we did. We kind of walked into their environment. We were in a tiny little back room that we were able to hook the computer up to. And we were rolling out this health challenge that the company is going to be taking part in for the next 6 weeks. And it was really cool. So we're talking about the challenge. We're taking our initial assessment measures, kind of talking to people. And I mean, when you think about what we do as physical therapists or as medical professionals as a whole, that's not necessarily probably the first thing that comes to mind. Just stuck up in a little back office, taking people's heart rate after their 3-minute step or getting their body composition. But what was really amazing was that you get to see social dynamics in action. You get to see the social physics that we talk about within the APHPT literally happening before your eyes. So whereas in our typical setting where we're one-on-one with a person and we're talking to them, we might be doing these assessment measures, we miss that piece, right? It's in isolation. Here, as we're going through and we're introducing the concept and kind of inviting people to become a part of it, you can literally look out in the room and see that guy sitting in the back of the room, the one that's the opinion leader, and everybody's kind of glancing at him to see if he's going to do it, if he's going to buy in, if he's going to say, "Yep, I'm in. Let me do this." And the second that he nodded his head like that, everyone in the entire room except one person jumped in. And it really drove home the point that, man, we are missing a big component. We're missing a big lever that we can pull as physical therapists when we take ourselves into a space that's just in isolation. Because for all intents and purposes, if it wasn't for that one guy in the room, if it wasn't for those social dynamics, 95% of those people might have missed out on an opportunity that who knows what kind of effect, what kind of leap pad this could be for their health and their health behaviors. So, it's just been really cool to see that, to kind of go into people's environment, to become one within a group. I think that, another kind of example that I was just talking to Mike about a few minutes ago was last week we were giving a presentation to a couple groups on the topic of fuel and how fuel and the foods that we put in our body can affect our overall inflammation and how that has such a significant impact on our health. And so we gave the presentations and kind of chatted to some people afterwards, and then we went out in the field. And we were out watching a group fix a gas leak. And so there's a machine operator, and it's lunchtime, so everybody's running to get their stuff. And he jumps out, and he's holding a container with some peas and some carrots and cabbage. And he said, "Yeah, I'm trying this stuff." And it kind of kicked off this whole 5-10 minute conversation with him about what he's trying and the barriers that he's encountering, and how he gets picked on a lot on the job because most of the guys are not eating that way, and kind of some of the strategies that he's been able to fall back on to help him continue to do it. And I just left with man, that was probably the most valuable conversation I could have had with someone about nutrition. I mean, at the end of the day, I didn't teach him anything. I didn't educate him on anything. I didn't tell him the facts about the benefits of a good diet, but I was just there for him in his environment to let him kind of express where he's at, and just to say, that's awesome. Keep it up. Keep doing what you're doing. The answers. So I think at the end of the day, if we can find ways wherever we are to get where the people are, whether we're in a traditional setting, maybe that's just meeting the person where they're at along the stages of change, and being realistic about not everybody is ready for what we want to deliver at that moment, right? Being realistic about what does this person need from me, not what do I want to give them. And kind of, drawing back on this weekend. So really exciting weekend for our profession, right? CSM, this big conference, tons of physical therapists getting together, really to reignite some of that fire, some of that passion of why we do this in the first place, right? And so at the APHPT, we kind of decided this year, hey, let's go where the people are. Let's go where all the minds in our profession, many of the minds in our profession are going to get that energy back. And let's be present. So that was kind of the idea behind why we had a parade in the streets of New Orleans, because we wanted to take what we have to offer as an organization, which we believe is hope, is excitement, is a fundamentally different way to care, and bring it where the people are and let them know that, hey, listen, we don't know all the answers, but we're here and you are welcome to join us. So that is really kind of my 2 cents this morning. Mike, if you have anything to add from the sidelines here, he's focused driving.
Yeah, maybe give the example about Paul. That would be.
Yeah, so we had a gentleman this morning, another really good example, who part of our testing was to do a 3-minute step test. And then people are teamed up for this challenge on teams of 2 to 5, and you can either accrue points for Move It, so working on your fitness level, or Lose It, working on your body composition. So either gaining muscle mass or losing weight or improving your body composition. And so one of the guys that hung around and did the initial assessment, he chose Move It. So he did the 3-minute step test. And he's doing it. At first he was really reluctant. He's like, oh no, last time I did this, I almost died. I thought I was gonna have a heart attack. I was sweating. I couldn't move the next day. I was supposed to play golf and I could barely get up out of the cart. And so he was really reluctant. But we were just kind of there and said, listen, he's made some amazing changes since that point, lost 60 pounds. He's feeling a lot better. He's working out. And so we were like, you can do this. And we're here, if you need to stop, you can. And so he tried it. And 3 minutes later, he was blown away at how much easier it was. He sat down and he was like, I can breathe. Like, I'm okay. I did that. And it was amazing to see. We didn't have to tell him anything. We didn't have to tell him, look at this improvement. Look at, where you were and where you are now. He knew, because he felt that difference in his own life. And to me, that is the most powerful thing we can give people, is allowing them to come to the realization that they are in control, and that with even the simplest little start, that they can make a huge difference in their own life and in the lives of others. So, that's what I got this morning. So go where the people are. So I'd love to hear if you guys have some examples. Oh no, Lisa, I'm not driving. I'm the passenger. Mike is driving. Thanks for the concern, though. That's always my mom's question when I'm in the car doing these. Cool. So if anyone has examples of kind of how you guys are going where the people are, or if you're in a one-on-one situation, how you figure out how to go where that person is, let me know. Put it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. So, all right. I hope everyone has a wonderful Monday, and we will talk to you next week.